7 Skymaster is attempting to land without its nose gear. Here's a live picture of the plane from our chopper fort. Not a good situation out there. The plane has been circling the International Sunport since 6:35. That's more than an hour now. There is reportedly just the pilot on board that plane. He has attempted to land the plane once but failed. Our Greg Mocker is live out at the Sunport. Greg, do you have anything new to add to this?
Tom, certainly a drama and a story unfolding in the skies above Albuquerque. We're standing on the far west side of the Sunport. You know, this is the direction of Kirtland as well, so I'm sure that emergency personnel are prepared for this. And, you know, depending on where the plane was going, it could be up for another hour or so trying to burn off fuel.
You've out since about 6:30 this evening at the Albuquerque Sunport. Sky 7 following the aircraft that is trying to land without the front nose landing gear. You are seeing the aircraft now as it makes, I'm not sure how many go-arounds it's attempted, but certainly in the last hour and 15 minutes, you can bet that it's tried at least a couple of dozen times. Nancy, what do you know by now?
Jeff, here's what he's telling us. He has circled several times trying to get psychologically prepared for this landing, and obviously this is tough for this guy. He is telling us that he's going to kill, and I'm getting this information from our pilot, killing the front engine and then keeping, you know, I'm not a pilot, but he's landing right now. That's what he's telling Jeff. He's telling Jeff Martin, our pilot, he's going to kill one engine, keep another one going to try and get as much speed as possible.
No doubt, Nancy, that and as suggested that the aircraft has a front engine and a back engine, and it's been suggested that the pilot come in and kill the front engine and do the flare and probably try to stall the aircraft. Now, this aircraft is probably having to come in at 80 knots, but on a stall for this aircraft.
To what we've been watching now for the last several minutes, there's 2 lights out there. The lead light out there is the plane that is having the trouble. Now, they have been circling just south of the airport for probably about an hour, as I had said.
Kind of emergency preparedness that they go through that with you. What I can tell you is, though, that the emergency crews here at the airport are ready for this man. They have completely shut down a runway for him. And aircraft around here, everyone's just holding their breath, like, as we've been mentioning. If you were just tuning in, we've taken final approach. Jeff is talking to him. Jeff Martin, our pilot, they have been asking us to stay on his tail, looking at the emergency, or looking at his gear to see if...
It's on the wings. There's one in the front, one in the back. It's called a push-pull kind of aircraft.
That's correct.
This plane can hold up to 6 people, but again, there's only the pilot on board. Bob, what can you tell us about this? Bob Martin's joining us on the telephone. Bob?
Hi, Dick. Actually, I used to own a Cessna 330.
Pilot's up in the tower, working with him, trying to go through everything possible. And I know he has circled several times. He said he was going to land several times and then decided not to. Now he's taking final approach, though.
Final approach, and it looks like we're ready for him to kill all of his electrical energy out of the aircraft there to prevent any added risk.
Nelson, and as you know, he has quite a bit of fuel on this airplane, too.
Yes, he does. 3 hours at last count, so at least 2 plus.
Yeah, that's what Jeff is saying. He's got more than 2 hours.
All in the wings on this particular aircraft. I'm not certain, but most of it is on the wings.
Okay, you know what? He's getting ready to approach. I've mentioned before, if you're not, you know, even if you're not religious, at least think about this man and pray for him. He's about to land without any nose gear.
Okay, we also have a ground shot. We'll switch to that in a second.
God.
There it is. And we're coming
Nelson,
in.
he's landing right now.
He is landing. We see it, Nancy. And
oh, my God, help him.
landing on runway 030, which is northerly. And there we go. A great shot by Sky 7, the only helicopter on the air right now. And we hold our breath for him. Front engine is turned off. It's now flaring. It looks like it's down. And now the contact, some sparks.
Oh my God.
He's coming to an end, and no flames, which is a very, very good landing. So far, so good. He has turned off everything.
God, it looks like he's okay.
And no fire. This is the important thing here. No fire.
Oh, thank God. He looks like it's okay.
looks like it has come to a full stop. Nancy, are you seeing that?
Yes, I'm looking at the same video. Well, not video, live picture that you're looking at. And you can see we can see the emergency crews out here. Several trucks en route. No fire. Excellent. Excellent.
His door has been opened up, has it?
You know what? It's tough for me to see from my shot. Jeff,
some
can you
extra
tell
light
me?
here, and
Yeah,
here we
he's
see the
okay.
pilot. If the door is open,
Thank
no
God.
fire, and that's the important thing. It looks like he is A-OK. And they say any landing that you can walk away from
and he's
is a
walking
good
away.
landing. No question about it. All right, from the Albuquerque Sunport, we've been witnessing a breaking news story here for the last hour and a half or so as the gentleman
In real study, we can only hope that everything worked out well here, as a lot of the spectators.
See it lit up there on the runway at the Sunport. Our Cindy Hernandez is live in Chopper 4, providing us with the shots. Cindy, what do you see from there?
We're seeing a lot of what you're seeing right now. This has to be for the pilot who was earlier, especially with officials from the Albuquerque Sunport who were saying.
And we could see that his nose gear was not coming down from the plane.
And we have two vantage points. Nancy, I'm not sure you can see that, but we do have a crew on the ground. We saw a shot there, and again, your pretty good shots, a bird's eye view of the Cessna 337 Skymaster that has landed successfully. The pilot has walked out, and as the saying goes in the aviation industry, any landing that you can walk away from is a fine landing.
Jeff Martin is telling me that the tower here in Albuquerque was on the phone with the owner mechanic, and just they were going through everything possible to try and get that nose gear out, everything. I mean, this guy, I know several times, even just for psychological reasons, he was circling to get prepared, and he thought he was going to land, and he just, you know, was trying everything possible, and they just couldn't shake that nose gear loose. They were getting the runway ready. We had emergency personnel out here at the Sunport. They closed down this runway for him. And finally, you know, after an hour and a half, they said, there's nothing else we can do. We've gone through everything. He's going to have to land the aircraft. And so we stayed on his tail, just stayed with him. Jeff was talking to him. Jeff Martin, a very experienced military pilot, stayed with him, kept an eye on that gear. The guy kept trying to shake it loose. It just didn't happen. So as you saw, you know, live, finally he made an emergency landing. Some sparks did come.
He was out of the aircraft and was walking away from it. So he did a really good job in landing that aircraft.
Well, any of us who are live would agree with you. That was some kind of landing under some very challenging circumstances. Maggie, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We are looking at a live picture of the plane, and the pilot, as you just heard, walked away. So we'll have a lot more on this dramatic landing, one of the more dramatic landings out at the Sunport in a long time, coming up at 10. Right here on Eyewitness News 4.
Anticipating the future. As they did, and all is well that ends well.
Everything okay. I think there's the pilot right there. He is probably a very, very happy man tonight to be able to walk away from that.
Okay, well, Nancy, thank you, and thank pilot Jeff Martin for great pictures from Sky 7 on this breaking news over at the Albuquerque Sunport. We, of course, have a crew on the ground, as you saw, and Sky 7. We will show you that video again and perhaps try to talk with the pilot himself, who the plane registered to someone in Dallas, Texas. Nevertheless, we will have a whole recap of this emergency landing coming up for you on Action 7 News, live at 10.
For continuing coverage, stay with KOAT Action 7 News.